What's up, yogis? Welcome to BODHI. My name is JJ. We have Casey practicing here with us today. We're going to start our 60-minute vinyasa flow class on our backs. So once you lie down on your back, just bend your knees and let your knees knock together up top and your feet go about mat distance apart. Let the inner thighs soften. Let the pelvic floor soften. Let your eyes close. And pull a long, slow, deep breath into the nose, filling up the tops, the sides, the bottoms of your lungs. And when you reach the peak, open your mouth and let it go. So catch the end of your exhale by drawing your navel down towards your spine. And try to push any stale breath out. And then inhale through the nose, the belly will swell, the ribs expand, diaphragm pulls down and spreads open. Inside out. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. So lace up your fingers behind your right leg and reach your left leg forward right above the mat. The left leg hovers. You are endlessly lengthening those left leg bones away from your pelvis. Now let's reach your right foot up towards the ceiling. Now, instead of drawing your right leg in towards your chest, let's draw your right thigh forward. So your elbow's pretty much locked out because your right leg is going forward into the hands. And the feet are alive and awake. You're going to keep this position in your legs and just reach your arms back over your head. Just pause. If the arms over the head is too much, you can bring your arms forward by your sides. Just take a couple breaths here. Keeping the front bottom ribs under your guidance the whole time, just threading those front ribs towards one another. And your tailbone's getting long towards the front foot. Yes. And you're going to start to feel those lower abdominal muscles really start to become engaged. Yeah, that's a good thing. And it's over. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Keep your left leg in. Extend your right leg forward. So it's like you're standing on the wall in front of you with the bottom of your right foot. Doing a Tadasana in that right leg. And reach your left foot up towards the sky. Encouraging your left leg forward into your hands so your elbows are getting locked out from your left leg driving forward. And now let's reach your arms either back over your head or just let your arms relax by your sides. You are electrifying the legs. As you shoot the right leg forward, shoot the left leg up. So you're using those little pelvic floor muscles, right, to reach your heels forward. And it's over. Hug your knees into your chest. Right, take both hands behind both legs. Reach both legs forward into your hands. Legs will go straight. Yes. Either drop your arms by the sides or reach your arms back over your head. Lower your right leg down almost to the mat. Yes. And lift your right leg back up. And your left leg lowers because it gets longer. Yes. And your left leg even gets longer to lift back up. Yep. Right leg lowers down to a hover. Yeah. And then your right leg lifts back up. And then your left leg gets longer. Lowers. Left leg lifts. All right, so let's go both legs this time. Either halfway or all the way down right above the floor. So your sacrum is pushing your heels away from your pelvis. And lift both legs back up. Yeah, and then lower both legs back down. Those legs are getting longer as they lower. Yeah, and then lift your legs back up. So just repeat this a few times. Okay. So less demand, you don't need to lower your legs as much. If you want to make it easier, don't lower your legs all the way down towards the floor. Just a couple more times. Yeah. Just one more time. Yeah. And lift your legs up. All right, lift your arms up, lift your shoulders and your head up. All right, can you lift your pelvis up? Yes. Can you keep those legs vertical as you lift your pelvis up, as you lift your sacrum up? That really puts the work in those lower abdominals. Nice. Keep going up, don't go down. Try to lift your spine up off the mat. And then it's over, just relax, hug the knees in. Tabletop. Casey's ready for Shavasana. Nothing like some good, honest core work before we start our practice. All right, so from here, you're going to tuck your toes under. Right? And now pull your hips back towards the heels. So just go, it's like an activated child's pose. Right? From here, walk your hands as far forward as you can, keeping your hips anchored back. Yes. So all your knuckles are having a very intimate conversation with your mat, especially those inner knuckles stay rooted. And the forearms should feel as if they're lifting away from the floor. Right? Those outer walls of your arms hug in, and those inner shoulders, they push, they pull away from the neck. Yes. Now, train to keep the weight of your pelvis back as you just hover your knees off the floor. Those knees just hover. Yeah, it's like a $100 bill. Slides right under the knees and the mat. So turbo dog. You turn it, he's like a caged animal in this pose. You just can't wait to get out of this thing. Right. So keep the weight of your hips back and just go to downward facing dog. Nice. All right, lift your heels high. Yeah, bend your right knee. Right. Drive the left heel down and back. Yes, a nice stretch through the entire back of your left leg. The Achilles, the gastrocnemius, the soleus, those 3 hamstring muscles back there. Yeah, let's inhale, lift both heels high, straighten both of your legs, and as you exhale, bend your left knee, pull your right heel back away from the toes as your toes pull away from the heel. That right kneecap lifts up. Lift both heels, straighten both legs. So remember the turbo child's pose we just did, right? You're gonna bend your knees to the mat, but pull your hips back towards your heels. So you come right into that turbo child's pose. Right. It's like you're gonna shoot out of a cannon. Inhale, come right to plank pose. Shoulders park over the wrist. Yeah, just a couple breaths. Everything that's on the mat pushes down. Everything that's off the mat lifts up without rounding. And then see that variation of child's pose again, and then bend your knees, pull your hips back. Bend your knees, pull your hips back. Yes. And then go to downward facing dog. Right. So child's pose with your knees to a hover. Inhale, shoot to plank. Right. Exhale, back to the child's pose. Bend your knees, pull your hips back. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Right. Bend the knees, hips drag back. Inhale, shoot to plank pose. Look forward, broaden your chest, bend your arms for chaturanga. Exhale. Drop to the mat, point your toes back. Come to the Sphinx pose, please. So elbows under the shoulders. Your forearms are doing a few things, right? They're pushing down, pulling back, right? And apart, trying to break your mat down the middle. Couple breaths here. Feel the sacrum release away from the lumbar. Feel the low belly lift up so like a little trail of ants can walk under there. And yeah, let your spine lift your skull up towards the sky. Nice. Now look at your right elbow. Place your right hand right where your right elbow is. Yeah, so that right arm mimics the chaturanga push-up. You're going to tuck your toes under, pull yourself apart to pop your center right up to this gruesome variation of forearm plank pose. Now, most likely, those of you at home are going to want to lift that left inner shoulder up. Lift that left inner, there you go, nice. And then the tricky part is to get the hips level. Yes, the legs are working just as much as the shoulders, and we're enjoying this posture a lot. All right, it's over. Let's place the hips down, point the toes back, bring your right forearm back where it came from. In your left hand, it stays in the same line. You're just going to drag it back and replace your left elbow with the left hand. Tuck your toes under, and then glue your heels to the back wall as you glue your scalp to the front wall, and that's going to get your middle nice and buoyant. Right? So the front hip points and the frontal ribs, they are attracted towards one another. Right? We've got chaturanga in that left arm. We've got forearm plank pose in that right arm. Get those shoulder blades away from the neck. So nice. All right, and it's over. Place the hips down. Place the left forearm down. All right, tuck the toes. Here comes the full variation, heels back, crown forward, forearm plank pose. And after those two ways we did it, this posture should feel a little easier, huh? Maybe? It does, it does. All right, so try to there you go, so nice. Creating this wide shelf in your upper back. Those shoulder blades are wrapping down into the side ribs, tailbone towards the heels. And it's all over. Come on down. Place the forehead down, please. Lace up your fingers behind your back. A little love for the front of your shoulders here. Press the palms together. Right. Stamp the tops of the feet down. Drive your pubic bone down, and then pull your spine forward to lift it up for a little Shalabhasana, the locust pose. Yes. So get space into the lumbar spine. Right. Back of the pelvis moves away from the lumbar. The back ribs move away from the lumbar. Right. And try to lift your low belly up off the mat. And then lift your inner thighs up so much that that's what lifts the legs up. So as those inner thighs spiral up, those outer hips are rolling down towards the floor. Just be mindful. Casey's not doing it, but the neck is so mobile. Just notice if you're cranking back. That nice, some length to the back of the cervical spine. Yeah, and it's all over, release. All right, plant the hands, tuck your toes, lift the thighs. So press the forehead down. So lift your sacrum up first to come to the plank pose. Lift the sacrum up first to come to the plank pose. Ah, a little different, a little different. Down dog, lift your hips up. All right, walk your feet forward towards your hands, all the way up to the front. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. So if you're blessed with tighter hamstrings, bring your feet farther apart and bend your knees as much as you need to allow your torso to get flush to the thighs. Hold your elbows in front of your legs. The skull just dangles there. Right. Couple breaths. Switch the cross of your arms. And then your elbows can sort of go forward so the biceps slide where the ears are. You might get a little stretch for the latissimus dorsi muscles back there when you do that. Those manta ray shaped muscles across the whole back. All right. Drop your arms down. Round the lowest part of your spine to ragdoll yourself to standing vertical. So your feet can be comfortable width apart, or you can bring your toes to touch. You can bring your feet together. Right? As you push the legs down through the floor, let that lift the spine up through the crown of your skull. Your palms are going to face forward. Encircle your arms out and up as you breathe in. You can gaze up towards your thumbs and then go forward to fold all your breath out of your body. Inhale, halfway lift, heart forward. Now step your left foot to the back. Right. Back leg is strong and long. Right. Cinching around your waistband three-dimensionally. And let's go for the arms forward, biceps in line with the ears. And then hook your thumbs out there and try to pull your thumbs apart. So those arms are mimicking the shape of a handstand. Recommit to lifting the low belly. There you go. And get longer through the spine. When it's over, place the hands down. Find a handstand in your arms here. Palms flat, arms straight. Sneak that right foot to the plank position. Pause. Hover your right foot off the mat just a little bit. Yes, nice. Hips remain level. Place the right foot down. Lift your hips back up. Downward facing dog. Right. Step your right foot forward. Yep. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up, reach up, look up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Step your right foot backwards. Get light on your fingertips. Right? Firm the back leg, grip the left hip in. And as you lift up the low belly, reach your arms forward. Hook the opposite thumb in front this time as you sort of try to pull the thumbs apart. Yes. Just a couple breaths to create as much space as you can from the back heel all the way through the roof of your mouth. And then it's all over. Plant the hands down. Right? Turn your hands into your feet, your arms into your legs, and then sneak that left foot back. Nothing changes except the left foot just hovers right above the floor. Yes. Place the left foot down, lift up to go back to down dog. Exhale. Right, step the left foot forward. Step the right foot to the front. Inhale, reach your spine forward. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise, reach, look up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the front spine. Plant the palms, step or go direct to chaturanga. Exhale. Inhale, roll over the feet. Exhale, rebounds the hips back, downward facing dog. Nice. So feeling the undercarriage of your arms lift away from the floor. The rims of your armpits lift up. Your head lifts up higher than you think. And as you bend your knees, pull the hips back, put on your little jet pack, and then fly up there to the front of the mat. Inhale, extension. Exhale, flexion. Inhale, we rise, reach, look up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, lift your arms. Spoon out the belly as you fold. Exhale. Inhale, chest forward as you propel the legs back. Inhale. And exhale. So nice. All right, please come to the top of a push-up. You know, when you hear please, you're not going to like what's next. Bring your right knee into your chest, please. Yeah, so that right hip is constantly curling underneath the pose. And lift your throat up. There you go. Pop up to your left fingertips if you really want to, without that right hip dropping down. There it is. Maybe that left arm goes forward. Yes, and as that left arm goes forward, reach your right leg to the back of the room. Ah. All right. From here, just hold it. Right, place your left palm down, step your right foot forward to the front. Drop the back knee. Bring the hands to the pelvis, scalp to the ceiling. Let's tuck your back toes under this time. Right? Let's find the upright pelvis, that neutral pelvic positioning that gets the most length up through the sides of the spine evenly. It's like a sandbag on your chest. It's the spine that pulls through. Lift your arms up, latch your thumbs. Yep, and let's hover that back knee off the floor. Unfortunately, we got to do that. Right? And then the challenge is to keep the upright pelvis as you start to work the back leg straight. Lifting the back leg from the inseam of the thigh. Yes. Yep. Yep. And it's that energy in the leg that sort of feeds length up through the sides of the waist, through the outer shoulders. All right, look up, breathe in, exhale, hands down. All right, so pause. Try not to make that Nike swoosh sound as you step to plank. Lift the left foot up. And then curl the left hip under to bring your left knee into your chest. Lift the head. Yeah, nice. Right? The energy in the low belly is just getting recycled. Maybe you pop up to those right fingertips without losing the height of that left hip. Maybe, just maybe, the right arm goes forward as you reach the left leg backwards. Lift the left rib up. Yeah. Don't go down. Sacrum towards that back foot. All right, right hand down. Looks like we're stepping the left foot forward. All right, drop the back knee. Yep, hands to the pelvis. Yep. So we're going to curl the back toes under. Yep. So put your attention in that front foot. Push it down so much that back knee pops up just a little bit. Yes. So pubic bone to the bottom sternum to the pubic bone. Create that strong container in your middle. Lift your arms up. Latch your thumbs the opposite funky way. Right. And as you keep the front pelvis lifting, try to straighten your back leg without letting the pelvis just spill forward. So nice. Yeah, go up through the outer body. Those side waists lift up. Even the bottom outer shoulder blades can go up. Go up through the elbows. Yeah, and let those inner arms slide down. So nice. And then lift the gaze up as you breathe in. Exhale, palms, plants. Inhale to plank. Exhale, bend your arms as you broaden your chest. Inhale, roll over, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Right, lift your heels up, bend your knees, hips back. Spring, inhale, open. Exhale, close. Hips back, arms up, inhale, chair pose. All right. So with your shin bones resisting back, that puts the weight into the backs of the heels. Yeah. And let's find the fun variation of it today, Casey. Let's place your chest right over your knees as you breathe your hips and your ribs apart. Yes. Now, can you keep the hips this height? Release your sacrum down and then lift your chest, your arms up, stand up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, sit low in your chair. Hands down. Exhale, push the hips up. Inhale, chest forward. Legs go back. Step or jump, however you like to get there. Inhale, roll over the feet. Exhale, lifts your hips and steps the right foot to the front. Just high lunge, one breath. Inhale. Exhale, it's over. Hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, left foot to the front. One breath, root to rise. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Keep breathing out as you bend your arms. Inhale, lifts the back of the heart. Exhale, your thigh bones, pull your hips back, downward facing dog. Nice. Bend your knees, look forward. As light as a feather, get up there to your hands. Lengthen. Exhale, fold. Hips drop. Inhale, arms lift. Push the feet down to stand up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, glance out. Go direct or just walk back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, right foot to the front. One breath. Inhale, reach up beyond your fingers. Exhale takes you all the way back down to the bottom floor. Inhale, roll over. Exhale, pull back and step the left foot forward. Inhale, go up, 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 up. Exhale, hands down, step back. Optional chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Man, we're warmed up, aren't we? All right. Let's lift your right leg up. So nice. All right, we got a fun little hop switch here. You're going to bend your left knee. Yes, and just hop and lightly switch your legs at the back of the mat. Hop and switch. Nice. Hop and switch. So keep those outer wrists firming in, arms stay straight, shoulder blades stay wide. There you go, and just hop and a switch. Hop and a switch. Hop and a switch. Try to get stuck up there. One more time. Actually, one more time. All right, both feet down. I know, walk your hands towards your feet. Take a hold of your big toes, please. Half lift. Inhale, pull the spine out of there. And then exhale, just fold, bend your elbows. So we can tend to let those shoulder blades just go down towards the floor. We want those shoulder blades to go up away from the neck, just as the spine pulls out of the bowl of the pelvis and slices through the shoulder blades, like you're trying to do a headstand down there on the mat. All right, half lift. Inhale, heart forward. We're going to stuff our palms underneath of our feet. So you're going to lift the feet up, all right, dig the toes into the crevices of the wrist. I'm not sure if this pose is meant for you to push down on the hands or pull up on your feet. Let's do both. And then bend your arms. Crown of the head goes down. Couple breaths here. Very active here. The backs of the legs are lifting up where your hamstrings attach to the sitting bones. That area lifts up. Yes. Half lift. Inhale. All right. Extricate those hands out from under the feet. Walk it out to the plank position. All right, please lower down to your forearms. All right. Feet are hips width apart. Turn your heels to the left. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so the back of your sacrum goes towards the feet. The back of your neck goes away from that. Now, your right hand and your right hip, they push into one another. So use your left waist to lift up your right waist. Yes. So those left obliques right there are on fire. All right, so look down, place your right forearm down, forearm plank. Yep, come through the middle, heels to the right, left hand to the top hip. Just imagine that you're flat against the wall behind you. Your front body is going to absorb into the back body. As your top hand and your top hip, they resist into one another. All right, look down. Place your left forearm down. And now we get to decide if we like the little side plank or the big side plank. Walk up to your hands, plank pose. All right, turn your heels to the left. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Yes. Left arm's a pillar, right? As the hand pushes down, the wrist lifts up, the elbow lifts up, the shoulder lifts up, the shoulder blades spread apart. Your right arm lifts up. Yes. And then guess what? We're just here for a couple more breaths. Plank pose. Right palm plants, heels come to the middle, swivel the heels to the right, reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Yes. So there's external rotation in that upper right arm bone. The inner right shoulder is rolling to the outer right shoulder. Shoulder blades pull into the back pockets and bury your sternum towards the wall behind you. Yeah, pull your front ribs into the back body. Maybe you look up and then place the left hand down, heels straight up, plank pose. 5 breaths. Yeah. It's those obstacles and the challenges that are the catalyst for growth and our transformation. Down dog, up to go back. Please step your right foot forward. Turn your back heel into the floor. Yeah. Your left arm's going to drag you up to Virabhadrasana B, also known as Warrior 2. Yeah. So your future knee is going to thank you when you align it right over the center of your ankle. It's those adductors and those abductors that sort of toggle the position of that right knee joint. You just want to bring it right over the center of the ankle. Just a couple breaths here. Get relatively still. Right? And then let that right sitting bone just drop down. Nice. There's a twist above the navel. The low belly turns back, the ribs turn back, and then push the air away with your palms as you close your eyes. Lift up the tops of your ears and trace your breath. There's some value to holding poses for an extended amount of time. Right? It sort of really starts to captivate your attention. So you're going to keep the legs. Take your right hand and grab your right ankle with it. Right hand is going to grab the right ankle and now pull up on the right ankle. Yes. It's like you're trying to pull your right foot up off the mat. And it's the most annoying thing, I swear. Keep carving the right hip underneath. Right. Spread the chest open, pull the arms apart. So look down, slide the right hand forward, pick up your back leg. Ardha Chandrasana. That's how we say it in North Kakalaki. All right, so you got the big toe knuckle and the little toe knuckle sealed, the inner and the outer heel sealed. All right, left leg's parallel towards the floor. Can you get that left foot parallel towards the floor? Yes. Right, and then breathe some length into that right waist. Can you elongate that right waist forward? There you go, as you lift the right lung up. If your balance permits, look up. That right leg is fatigued. I know. All right, so stand all the way up at the front of your mat. Bring your feet together. Just stand up. Yep, bring your feet together. So give yourself about 6 inches at the front of your mat. So you can walk the feet back just a drop. Right? Bring your feet together. I'm going to walk you into the crow pose. So let's lift your heels up and then come to the chair position with your heels lifting up. Yeah. Reach your arms back, bring your chest right over your knees. There you go. So bring your knees in towards your armpits as you reach your arms forward. Yes. Plant the palms down. Fasten your knees to your outer shoulders. 1 foot lifts up, maybe 2 feet lift up. Yeah, pull your thumbs towards each other. Very nice. Pull the shoulder blades apart. And then once you've had enough, plan your escape out of there. Walk, jump, shook, Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Please step your left foot forward. Now turn your back heel into the mat. So heel to heel alignment if you want, or front heel to back arch. It's a little harder. We're going to come up to warrior two. That right arm's going to pull you up to warrior two. Yeah. All right. So as you push the center of your front foot down, right, seal the outer edge of your back foot down. Right. This back leg's Tadasana, the mountain pose, it's neutral. That front leg is externally rotating, creating length on the inseam of the front thigh. We have a tendency to allow this left hip to just lay on the left leg bone. We want to lift that left hip point off of the left thigh. Get the back of the spine as long as you can get it. And your shoulder blades are what pushes the arms apart. Yes. And then rest your gaze over the space around your left hand. And just notice the kaleidoscope of sensations all throughout the pose. Rest in your effort, rest in your work. So keep the length in the left waist. Take your left hand, grab the left ankle, and try to pull the left ankle up. Take the skin, there it is. Take the skin of your left hip towards your back foot. And we still want to be working that left frontal hip point off of the left thigh. Notice if you default into a back bend, let those soften the bottom ribs, so nice. Yeah. And just take a few moments to enjoy it before we start to transition to the half moon pose. Right, so as you arrest your vision down in front of your bottom foot, pull the back leg up to the height of your hip. Yes. The whole footprint pushes down. Right? Left hip grips in. Right? And keep reaching out of your back heel. Right? Taking as much weight out of your left hand and putting it in your left foot. And if your balance allows you to look up towards the top hand, test those waters a little bit. Yeah. And just stand straight up. Yeah, bring your feet together. So give your hands some space to be on your mat. Right, we're going to approach it a little differently. Keep the feet together, split the knees apart, and sit your butt down on your heels. There you go. Nope. So you're going to keep the butt up? Yep, there you go. Can you get your elbows down towards the floor? Try to get those elbows down towards the floor. So nice. Yeah, and then clip those inner knees to the outer shoulders. Right. Keep releasing the sacrum away from the lumbar. And then like an airplane taking off, let's go forward, stacking the elbows over the wrist. Come up into the crow pose. All right, so I'm going to really challenge Casey here. I'm going to ask Casey if she's feeling ambitious to bring your right knee into your chest. Just see if you can bring your right knee into your chest. If it doesn't happen, so what? Can you place it back on the arm? Yes! All right, that's good. We still got the left side, unfortunately. All right, so as you come forward in the crow pose, right, just push the envelope a little bit. See if that left knee can come off the arm into your heart. This side's a little easier, huh? Place it back on. Yep, come on down. All right, one more time, crow pose. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Yep. And now to bring both knees into your chest. Shoot it back. Yep, go for it. Shuku. Perfect. All right, please place your right foot forward. Yep, drop the back knee. Yep, bring the hands to the front knee thigh. Yep, and use your hands pushing into the front knee thigh to elevate the spine. Right foot pulls back, left knee drags forward. Feel how that lifts yourself off your pelvis. Lift your arms up. So your pubic bone, you're going to drive it forward parallel to the floor, equal to your head going back. So let's try to find this crescent shape over your back leg. Pubic bone drives forward. That's going to support your head going back. Yes. Pubic bone forward. And then place your left hand down to the mat. Slice your right arm back to catch the back ankle. Yep. So let's come out of your front leg. Let's bring the hips back so you connect your left sitting bone and your left heel. And the hand can go down. And try to keep the heel and the sit bone together as you re-drop your hips towards the front foot. And you can roll that top shoulder back behind you. I know Casey probably would like to come to your left forearm if you want to. Yes. And just see if you can't sort of need some space where those left quadricep muscles, the hip flexors, run across the front of your pelvis. You might even feel some release into the iliopsoas system. The psoas and the iliacus, they blend together right at that lesser trochanter in the inseam of your left leg. Try this out, Casey. Can your right thigh bone just pull back into the pelvis? There you go. Feel the difference? Mm-hmm. Nice. All right, so without the slap of the back foot, just let that back foot go. Hands down, straighten your front leg. So half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Yes. So Casey is very flexible. So notice how her belly's on the front thigh, her chest is on the front thigh, and her head is down. And this posture might not look like this for you at home. Your head might be more lifted and you might be more parallel towards the mat. But we are after some stretching on those right hamstring muscles. So let's start to get out of this. You can come up, bend the front leg. Yeah, let's step your back foot forward. And then step your right foot backwards. Yeah, place the back knee down. Bring your hands to your front knee thigh. Drive the hands into the leg. So the very lowest abdominal muscles are what lifts up the front rim of the pelvis. Yeah. And as your left sitting bone comes underneath, can you lift the left lumbar higher? There it was. It's just a couple millimeters. And so that as that left sitting bone keeps feeding into the hamstrings, can you lift up that left lumbar? Lift your arms up. Yeah. And hips forward, equal to your head going back. Hips forward, equal to your head going back. Nice. Couple breaths here. Use the legs. Yep, and it's all over. Place the right hand to the mat. Either reaching your left arm up or, if it's available, taking a hold of your back ankle with your left hand. Right. So we're going to straighten our front leg a little bit. Bring your hips towards the back heel. Bring your hips back so much that your heel and your sit bone make contact. So keep that connection as you drip your hips towards the front foot, and you're going to feel that stretch run up the rectus femoris muscle That's the only quadricep that crosses the knee and the hip joint, so it's a big one, especially if you're involved in athletic endeavors in your time. That rectus femoris muscle, for me, is a big sort of challenge for my back bending practice. Right forearm is an option, but keep the shoulder blades spreading apart and keep the spine pulling forward. Sort of creates this T shape in your upper back. And most likely, we can take that left thigh bone and plug it back into your hip socket. That's the work. So it's active still. All right. Watch out for the slingshot of the back foot. Hands to the mat. Yeah. And you can pull the front leg straight. So our right hip is directly over the right knee. That right femur bone is perpendicular to the floor. Right. There's dorsiflexion in the front foot. And you are folding over that left thigh. It's forward to fold down, forward to go down. Just feeling the stretch in the belly of your left hamstring muscles. Couple breaths here. Let's come out. Walk your hands forward, bend the front leg. Let's step back to the downward facing dog position. Place the knees down to the floor. Right, sit behind your feet and bring your legs out in front of you. So please bend your knees. The feet are planted. Right, your hands are going to be about 6 inches behind your hips, 6 or so inches. Now, any position with the hands, the fingers can face forward or laterally off to the sides or even behind you. So be the judge of that for yourself. And then lift your hips up just a little bit. Bring your hips towards your feet. And then lift your hips up to reverse tabletop posizione. Yeah. Hamstrings are, tethering to the leg bones. Strong engagement in the backs of your legs. Frontal hips, frontal ribs, magnetized towards one another. And you are trying to get the pubic bone the highest part of the pose. Yeah. Now keep the pillar of support in your arms. Lower your hips right above the mat. Pull your hips behind your wrist above the floor. Yeah, pull your hips back as far as you can. And then can you lift your right foot up off the mat? Yeah. All right, place the right heel down and then inhale to reverse tabletop position. And as you exhale, hips pull behind your arms. Right, reach your chin forward, spread the shoulder blades. Maybe that left foot just lifts up just a drop. Place the left foot down. Inhale, reverse tabletop. And then exhale, drag your hips behind your arms. Reach your chin forward. Maybe both feet come up. Just try it. Yes. Reverse tabletop. Inhale. All right, exhale, place your hips down. Lie down on your back. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Right, place the feet down, plant the feet right in line with your sitting bones. We got bridge pose. So pull your knees forward, hips will lift. Roll your upper arm bones underneath of your shoulders, lace up your fingers, and sort of push your outer wrist points down into the floor. Yeah. So your legs are doing the chair pose. Sacrum's releasing away from the lumbar. Arms push down as these little levers to create some space around the collarbones and the pectoralis muscles. Yeah. Couple more breaths. Hips drop. Knees together, feet are wide. Hug your knees into the chest. So let's go Supine Gomukhasana. Your right knee is going to go over the left knee. And you can grab your shins or the ankles or the bottoms of the feet. Notice if your sacrum is lifted off the floor. Encourage your hips forward. Keep pulling your hips forward to get your sacrum down. And you'll create more sensations in your outer hips the more the shin bones lift up towards the ceiling and the more your feet pull towards your face. Just keep pulling your hips forward. So let the feet go. Right? You're more than welcome to take your favorite supine twisting variation. If you like to keep the legs wrapped up, some of you can wrap them twice as you twist across your body to the left. Right? And let's actively reach your right arm off to the side. And that should lengthen your latissimus muscle on that right side, allowing your right rib cage to sink towards the mat. And just take a couple of luxurious breaths here. Relaxed breaths. Let's come through the middle. Untangle the legs and switch. Bring your left knee over the right knee. You can go for the shins, bottoms of the feet, the ankles. You just want to bring some awareness into your feet. Keep the toes alive so we don't sickle our ankles. Just ask yourself if your hips are hiked up away from the floor. Keep pulling those hips forward to get your hips down. So you're going to let the feet go. So you totally have the option to untangle the legs and just bring your legs together, or you can wrap that left foot around twice, hips back to the left as you twist across your body to the right. Yes. And just for the first moment in this position, give an active reach through your left hand. And just soften. Let everything go. We'll come back to the middle. Hug your knees into your chest. Take either hand to either knee and pull your knees apart. If you can keep your sacrum down, go for the happy baby, Ananda Balasana. You can reach for the outer edges of the feet. Please bring your feet together on the floor, knees split apart. Your arms just relax by your sides. You got a lot of space between the top and bottom rows of your teeth. Might be nice just to massage your gum line with your tongue. And lengthen your legs to the corners of your yoga mat. Legs roll out. And I like this visualization. You can imagine that you just turn into this warm puddle of oil and you just seep down and out into the floor. Turn into this puddle. Start to reel your attention back into your body. Let the breath deepen. Bring some small movements to your hands and your feet, your arms and to your legs. Bend your knees one at a time. Hug your legs in. roll off to your favorite side. Resisting any effort to contract as you walk up to a comfortable, tall, seated position. Just finding the center of your sit bones, palms to your heart, eyes closed. Feel the effects. Drop your chin to your heart, bow your head, and lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste.